everyone. We have The Call of Nishi, a beautiful horror movie whose director Michelle Danner and whose writer Rishita Mukherjee is right here with us at a beautiful screening of this show in Mountain View. Welcome to YoIndiaTV, and it's really a very pleasant surprise to see you at Cinequest 2026. I'm glad that your movie will also be screening right now, and it has got the Audience Award at the Silicon Beach Film Festival. So first of all, I'll start with a congratulatory message for the movie and tell me a little more about Call for Nishi.
Well, I'm very excited, first of all, to be here at Cinequest. It's such a great film festival in the country. And The Call of Nishi is a short movie that we did, a proof of concept about an old Bengali folk tale. And it really is about what can scare someone, a human being, the most, which it hits them at their most vulnerable, which is feeling, thinking, hearing the voice of a loved one that lures them into the dark and potentially meets their demise. So I was very lucky. I had some wonderful actors in the movie. Ettore, it was, he played the little boy. And Iva Di Domenici played the mother. Christine Dunfer played the teacher. And Josie Heiss played Nietzsche, because we also have Nietzsche in the movie. And Rishita here, had the idea, and she wrote it and produced it. And I was really happy to work on it and direct it.
Wonderful. So, Rishita, tell me a little more about your background with the Bangla folk tales, and how did you get to choose this script for an American movie?
Right. So I grew up listening to Bengali scary stories back home in India. And then Nishi was probably my favorite Bengali folklore supernatural entity. And it's basically based on this entity that lures its victims using the voice of a loved one. And that's the scary part, where you think you're being lured in by, you think your mom is calling you, but it's not your mom. It's like an entity that has the voice of the mother. And I thought we have American actors filming, we have American actors who are, I tried to bring that story to like a Western setting, and I think it worked well, because the human nature is same, and like a mom is always going to be protective over her child, and it translated very well.
You're working on the full-length feature?
Full-length feature that we want to go shoot in India, in Thailand, in the US. Yeah.
Amazing. It's giving me goosebumps,
It's
horror movie.
It's scary. It's really scary. Yeah.
Truly amazing. So, since it has already received one audience award, what is it that the audience liked the most?
I thought that they were on the edge of their seats. It was suspenseful, and, it was entertaining also. I really believe in not only making suspenseful stories, but really entertaining people as well. And I think that's what they really liked about it. It was very well shot also.
Where was the filming done?
We did it in Los Angeles. We went to Griffith Park in the forest. That's where we did it.
Beautiful.
And in a school. Would you remember the name of the school? It was like
I think it was a regular high school. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was something about the high school that was very special about it.
So, Michelle, you are also an expert mentor. You know, you teach acting and you have been well appreciated and you've received multiple honors, accolades, awards. I was looking at your rich bio in your Wikipedia as well. You know, it's like a huge list.
I'm old. I've done a lot.
But any memories or mentoring moments that you recall, you find interesting or worth sharing, you know, something which is worth inspiring for viewers to watch?
No, there was a movie that listen, I'm proud of every movie I've made. I think I've made like 9 feature films. The one that I feel really, I had an extraordinary experience shooting would be a movie called Miranda's Victim. It had an all-star cast. Abigail Breslin, Luke Wilson, Ryan Felipe, Andy Garcia, Cal McLaughlin, but it was also the very last movie of Donald Sutherland. And I had the honor of working with him. And it's a story that's never been told about how the Miranda rights came about. And I think every country has their version of the Miranda rights. And this is the original story, how this happened and why it's called the Miranda rights. And it's a very gripping story.
Mr. Miranda, a girl was grabbed on 7th Street on Saturday night, right around the same time that you got out of work. Can you describe the man?
Number 1 looks like him.
So, you know, you've worked with numerous actors and actresses. Like, who do you find any comical moments or any lasting memories with?
You know, there's a couple of actors I worked with that were very funny. One was Vern Troyer, who plays Mini-Me in the Austin Power movies. And as a matter of fact, I ended up asking him to come play with us in a movie called The Bandit Hound. And he was a very funny, person. He's no longer. And I love working with Jennifer Coolidge. She's very funny. I mean, if you ask me funny, those 2 people come up right away.
Well, you owe me some money. Don't leave a brother hanging, man. Why?
Yeah!
Which movies you think had a lasting impact on the audience or, you know, extraordinarily well received? Because each one of your creative pieces is like a masterpiece.
Oh, thank you. I think Miranda's Victim I remember when I was, 18 in New York, I would read all the books, all the reviews of Leonard Maltin. I had all his books. As a matter of fact, I still have them in my study, but now they're yellow. And Leonard Maltin, who's a legend, reviewer, reviewed Miranda's Victim. And it really, made me happy. I don't really pay so much attention to reviewers, but when he reviewed it and he reviewed it very well, I have to say that made me happy.
Mr. Miranda, our justice system has afforded you every privilege, every protection.
Hey!
This is a courtesy not extended to your victim.
I've been reading that you specialize in Meisner, Strasberg, Adler, Hagen, Chekhov,
Yes.
Stanislavski techniques. As a layman, I have no idea what these are, and maybe our viewers also don't.
The mandate here is to teach and empower the next generation of actors. And to that end, I have 2 schools. One is the Los Angeles Acting Conservatory in Los Angeles and the Michelle Danner Acting Studio. And a lot of aspiring actors come from all over the world to study. As a matter of fact, Rishita did. And that's how we met. They come to study acting and get a foundation. And we're a school that gives degrees, acting degrees and filmmaking degrees. And I think that there's nothing that makes me happier as a filmmaker, as a teacher, to pass it down to the next generation. The Michelle Danner Acting Studio and the Los Angeles Acting Conservatory offer classes in the heart of Los Angeles, California. We developed a philosophy for actors that helps you draw upon all different acting techniques, including Sandy Meisner, Lee Strasberg, Stella Adler, Michael Chekhov, and Konstantin Stanislavski, to create your own acting toolbox, the Golden Box. You will learn from working actors, directors, and producers. And once you have a strong foundation to build on, you will be able to get experience in the professional acting world with auditions for theater, features, and TV shows. The Strasberg technique was inspired by the Stanislavski technique, which is the foundation of many acting techniques. All are about being truthful in your acting. The method, as they call it, leads you to create a character that you truly believe in and that an audience can empathize with, relate to, or hate. Either way, a character that's believable.
What is the one key learning that you would like to share with potential directors, because everybody learns from each other, but you are so experienced and you also teach. So what is one such tip that people should not miss when they are directing a short film or a feature film?
I think that they just have to keep developing on a very zen, fun sense of humor, because something is going to go wrong no matter what. I always say filmmaking is not for the faint of heart. And so you better be equipped with a really good sense of humor to deal with whatever obstacle happens.
Be here at 6. Antipasto con burrata, minestrone, focaccia, tiramisu for dessert, and your favorite, meatballs. Just put some pants on and get over here.
I can't find my pants.
I look okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. Hi, Mom. This is my girlfriend, Lily. I'm sorry. Okay, this is all my fault. All right, my mom has these crazy Italian standards.
Give her a chance. Oh, please. You just want to eat the meatballs before they get cold.
I'm reminded of an instance, and I'll quote from Bollywood because I have more idea about Bollywood, and you can then relate it to how much it makes sense for you or what your remarks are. There's one director called Ram Gopal Verma, and he actually went to a scene when 26/11 terror attacks happened in India. This is, I can say, pretty similar to the 9/11. It was just so sad, and what kind of atmosphere it would be, when such severe national level casualty happens, terrorism in particular, And that guy thought that he should visit the site to see the situation on the ground so that he can make a movie out of it. What happens when people do things like this, and of course they are critiqued?
Well, people risk their lives and other people's lives to tell stories that they feel should be told. I think, I never judge other people. People do what they feel is right for them. But I think, stories, important stories need to be told, and sometimes you're going to take a risk telling them. I just, you never want anything bad to happen to anybody.
Very well said. So there is no right or wrong, because people want to make their best judgment when being creative in order to be more accurate and, be depicting the right stuff. But that could be taken as wrong, right?
You said it. I couldn't say it any better.
Answering your cry for help.
You don't look like you're sleeping well. You look worn out.
I've been making the money. You've been watching my back.
So how about you ask me a real fucking question then, huh?
I don't think you want me to ask you a real question.
What is it that you're dying to know?
How to Go Out on a Date in Queens, and you won the LA Film Awards Best Acting and Best Movie Awards 2006.
Yeah, that was a long time ago when I was young. But
don't say that. You still look young.
It was my first movie 20 years ago, and it was the equivalent of going to film school. I did not go to film school. My son graduated. He went and studied film and theater at USC. So I lived vicariously through him. I'm self-taught in terms of being a filmmaker. I studied film, but that was my my thesis film.
Let me take you for a ride. Let me take you for a ride. We can take it real slow, baby. Take it anywhere you wanna go. When the road opens wide. Baby, let me take you for a ride.
I am not against the idea of meeting somebody.
Let me take you for a ride.
I just rather meet somebody I already know.
We can take it real
Shut
slow.
You know, for my next life, I want to come back as a transsexual.
Oh my God.
A woman wants romance and adventure, not the truth.
How about I drive my car?
Hello Herman catalogues the effect that peer abuse, parental neglect, and general coercioning of society has on a typical high school student. And it touched, I think, the parents' hearts. It was very well received.
Continues to be a problem, you know, in the US. I believe predominantly it's a problem. These school shootings, and this is about a school shooting, had some wonderful actors in it. Norman Reedus, and Gareth Backstrom, and some other wonderful, wonderful actors. Yeah, that was a while ago too that I did that movie. I learned with every single movie, I learned something.
But a lot of regulations and laws have been amended because of these shootings. A lot of people were found mentally sick when they shot in theaters or in schools, you know. So very, very peaceful places. So do you think cinema has made any difference in presenting the right stuff and, you know, influencing the lawmakers?
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I hope, because that's the power that movies have, is to influence. It's to change people's mind, to inspire people to do better, and to, you know, put guidelines, put laws into effect that protect people and protect young people especially. You know, when people are young and their brain is not fully formed, and I believe that there's studies that say it doesn't happen until 23. It's our duty, you know, to help and protect our children. And that's a theme that has ran through my movies, which is how kids fall through the cracks. And I think Nishi has some of that theme. They say that a director makes the same movie over and over again. And I think that one of the themes that that have resonated with me over and over again is our children, all of our children falling through the cracks.
And when you say cracks, it is something that aims at drugs, it is something that aims at arms, it is something that aims at bullying.
Exactly, all of it, all of it. It's our failure to protect our kids. There used to be there used to be a thing at night where they say, you know, at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, do you know where your children are? They don't do that anymore, but they used to do that before. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. You're young, you're much, you know. And I remember thinking, you know, I think they even spoofed it on Saturday Night Live, you know, at 6 o'clock, at 7, do you know where your children are? But do you know where your children are, you know?
Hello, Herman. Any spare change?
You gotta man up one of these days, Herman.
I want to tell my story on your show.
39 students, 2 teachers, and a police officer were shot today.
This kid is gonna be executed on TV. You need this.
If this left-wing nutjob has any intention of giving this kid a platform to preach his insanity, then I think that Morales ought to be executed right beside him.
Please, Herman, please.
I'm America's worst nightmare.
Herman Howard's is no ordinary child. He's a monster.
I'll move on to the 30 plays in LA and New York that you have done, and I would like to draw the viewers' attention to the Dramalog award-winning Tennessee Williams play, The Rose Tattoo. So tell me a little more about this.
Okay, I did a play a long time ago with a wonderful actor, Rob Estes, that I've worked with many times since, called The Rose Tattoo, and it hadn't been produced in LA at that point in 18 years, and we were 21 people in a goat on stage, and we ran for almost a year and won a lot of awards in Los Angeles. And recently, the last couple of years, actually did a movie with the same actor, Rob Estes, called The Italians. So it was a nostalgic throwback to our experience that we had on stage in the Rose Tattoo. And we loved working on that. In The Italians, you can see it everywhere. It actually premiered here at Cinequest 2 years ago.
We all mess up.
I love her, Mom.
I still don't want kids.
Ever?
Joe DiMaggio was overrated. Everyone cool it.
I also might have resorted to violence at one point.
All right, get out. Oh my God.
Angelina, bring me some popcorn.
Tell me a little more about your transition from the stage theater into the films, and was there ever a moment when you thought like financing could be an impediment?
Well, it's always an impediment. It's always difficult, financing. But I think at the core of everything, I always say this, it's the stories, whether you do it through the medium of film or you do it through the medium of stage. As a matter of fact, I'm attached to direct a Broadway show, next year. I am passionate about telling stories that I want to tell, that need to be told. Not every story should be told, but if somebody has a passion to tell it, that story should be told.
What do you think?
It's as good as your first book, maybe even better.
Any notes?
Where's the rest of it?
How's everything going with Kate?
Have you not even noticed how disconnected we've become?
Did you reject his proposal?
Why don't you stay with us?
Yeah, of course I'll stay with you. This is your running to the airport before the flight takes off. Go.
You don't know what love is.
Love is honest.
Okay, I'll be honest. I didn't like you when I first met you.
That's a little too honest.
When I'm resonating with each and everything that she is saying, and I'm glad that you found her and you learned from her. But may I ask you, how did you develop your interest in folklore?
So it was the kind of films that I've always gravitated towards watching horror films. Like in India, Ramsay Brothers was huge. They would do all the horror, like TV shows, like serials. So I used to be glued to them when I was 6 years old. So I've always loved horror. Like used to watch all the Bollywood horror films. Then I gradually got into Hollywood horror films. And that's when, it happened to me much later in life. Like I didn't start off being a filmmaker. Like I was a pre-med student, like most Indian students.
Wow.
But then I always like I'm Bengali. So we always, I don't know, this is a generalization. Like a lot of Bengalis do have an appreciation for arts, right? So I got into when I was thinking what kind of a film I could write, I think horror was the only genre that I could think of. And then Bengali culture is very rich in different supernatural folklore. So I didn't have to work too hard to get inspiration and get inspired.
Yeah, and I was recently reminded of that Manjulika act, Ami Je Tumharo,
yes,
which was also very well received, and it was an act of horror, and Anis Bazmi, I think, was the director.
Yes.
He presented it very well. So last but not the least, Michelle, everybody who is drawing inspiration from you, all the Yo India TV viewers and fans of yours, give some message to them.
Well, in this world that is, a tough world to live in right now, the world needs you. So you have a mission to come through. That would be the message.
Anything from your side?
Like an inspiration?
Anything you want to tell to your India TV viewers? Watch Call of Nishi.
Watch Call of Nishi, and I would like to inspire, I would like all Indian filmmakers, or anyone who is interested in filmmaking to be deterred by,
the challenges
of becoming a filmmaker, and just try and venture into something you're not used to, maybe, like as an Indian student, I would say, like from India.
So I would say, Rishita, you got an opportunity to work with a big brand like Michelle, but a lot of people struggle to get their movies released, even if they could produce it. And I think that continues to be one of the ongoing challenges. If you have any words of wisdom for getting the movie released or distributed properly, then please do say.
Well, I think that look at other people that are releasing movies. The future is that everybody, YouTube. It's the future, everybody's going to have their show and their channel.
Not Netflix or OTT platforms.
Well, no, of course, go to pitch Netflix and Amazon and all the platforms, but know that you can be proactive and put yourself out and start your own channel on YouTube.
Wonderful. Thank you for your words of wisdom and this beautiful, insightful conversation.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.